Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Stargirl Season 2, Episode 1, Summer School, Chapter 1. Stargirl Season 2 is here! I'm so excited to get back to this show, to continue on this journey with these characters. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon. I actually don't know whether my Patreon was running when Stargirl Season 1 was on, so if it wasn't, hi, it's not a reminder. You can find all my reactions on my Patreon. And yes, let's go. That was a really rubbish intro, I'm very sorry. Why is this so ominous?
What's your name?
Is this a ghost boy?
And it's right across the street. It'll be fun.
Is he a demon that's got in her head because they were bad? Does she get hit by a car or something? Yeah, that's what I thought would happen if she did that. Oh god. What are you gonna do with an extra doll? What is your mum gonna say?
So that.
Oh my god.
Rebecca?
Your daughter's either dead or possessed. Scream. Schneider. I don't remember if that's a name we know or if that's a name I'm gonna meet. I'm sorry, it's been a year. There she is.
She said all clear, guys.
Oh, my loves. These children.
We're still the JSA, and if something happens, we'll suit up and we'll be there.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
right now, we're protected.
We can cut patrol back from 7 nights a week to 6.
Oh, Courtney.
You'll never quit on me, will you?
Maybe if its original owner comes back.
Don't tell me you've been up all night.
We agreed to be honest with each other, so I have been up all night, yes. But with good reason.
No, sweetheart, not right
What
now.
about your history?
I've got a responsibility as Stargirl to stay vigilant.
Okay, look,
You also have a responsibility as Courtney to sleep and live your life.
Responsibility is Courtney Whitmore to focus on normal life instead of.
I just said that.
Okay.
I was half expecting to see some red eyes in the darkness. Am I going to see some red eyes in the darkness? Because I really don't want to. Ooh!
Hoping we'd start off the summer, maybe you showing me the ropes.
Ropes to what?
You are very much still a tiny
I
child.
figured maybe I could
Courtney
get
is
out
too young in
to
my
the
opinion.
and learn how to fly the robot.
It'll be fun.
Oh, is Courtney going to fail her paper and have to go to summer school? Is that how she's going to stay? Of course, McNider! That's where I need the name.
I studied all night.
You'll do great, I'm sure.
They're so not present in her life. They love her, but they're just not. Are they all going to fail because they've been off superheroing and then they're going to have to go to summer school? Are they seriously just leave that lying around and don't talk to her about it?
Guess that old grizzly has a sweet tooth, huh? Yogi Bear, look
Oh.
out! You got some competition here in Blue Valley.
It's not a bear then, is it? What is it?
I think I'd just like to sit again, if that's okay.
Oh.
Of course.
When we're quiet, she can reflect on everything that's happened and everything she lost. And yes, I know you killed someone, sweetheart, but what is causing this?
Are you alright?
No, she's very much not. So that's what she wants to atone for, killing, but it wasn't the best thing ever, but he was a very bad man.
I could give you my house key.
Courtney, sweetheart,
Yeah, sure.
you're complaining a lot
Hey,
about a wonderful holiday,
okay?
but she's definitely not okay.
You know, I still
Talk.
hear brainwave. The sound he made when I...
Oh, he's left some like a residual thing.
This JSA doesn't work without my best friend.
Oh, things are too
Brainwave
quiet.
could have killed her.
There's nothing in there to concern yourself with. To be honest, it's kind of a mess. So,
You know he's
what do you
gonna
say,
poke
Zeke?
around in there. Anyone would.
Mr. Harris.
Is he failing? I feel like they're all gonna end up going to summer school, right?
I go by Rick Tyler.
Tell me how you did it.
What?
Where did you get the answers?
Oof.
I studied.
And I'm going to be watching your every move.
That's really gonna help him concentrate. Now, did he cheat? Or did he know it? I feel like he probably did do it, because he's very smart.
Everyone in this stupid town.
Excuse me?
You know what?
And our business trouble seems to find us.
Courtney,
Oh, sorry.
Just
Sorry.
take the quiet times.
Someone set them up.
Does she suspect Courtney?
What the hell are you doing?
Courtney, you are looking for trouble where there isn't any.
Made friends, a few questionable choices in that department, but she seems to have found
This
her place
principal.
at Blue Valley High.
That's impossible. I studied. For a very long time, it felt like.
And English too.
Courtney has
I'm
not
afraid
been
if
taking
Courtney
her
wants to continue on
school.
to junior year,
She's not been taking her work seriously.
Starting tomorrow.
Sorry. You really have to decide if putting on that mask is worth messing up everything else in your life.
The JSA, it's not the only team that you're a part of. Our family's a team, okay?
Yeah. When you're young, it's hard to keep priorities straight, but she'll learn.
Because like the staff, I won't ever quit.
Sweetheart, you're also
Like you
very young. Oof. Courtney. Oh god. Oh, he's not in Blue Valley yet, right? Because he's coming for his staff and it's not his anymore.
I'm looking for your ex-husband.
Which one?
The one who likes stripes.
Oof. Oh god. It would be kind of weird if you didn't say anything to him at all.
Hi, Cameron. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Thanks.
Who's watching?
Summer plans?
Oh god, of course. Yes, what did you think was gonna happen? It needed better security than that.
Don't tell me what it's for, I don't need to know. Sometimes a man just needs himself a robot. The flamethrower out of a propane tank,
It's
right?
kind of a hobby that I'm kind of keeping to myself that I
Rick,
really...
I will
I'd
go
rather-
get my tools.
Rather other people didn't know about it.
The people in this town are very interesting.
Be right back.
Is he bringing food for whatever it is? He's a good guy. A good kid. Is something coming for them? Is it a bad thing? Or a misunderstood thing?
A really nice dinner for you and Dad, and
I hope your last day was great. Love you.
Doesn't even listen, doesn't even try and...
love you
For a minute I thought there was someone in the chair in the background. I think it's just a flower.
Hello?
Oof.
I don't know you.
You don't know me. Hello?
Oh no, has he deactivated them? She doesn't even have those anymore. Oh.
Please don't forget me, Chuck.
I know you feel totally alone and the person you were closest to is Chuck and he's gone and your parents are awful. You have Courtney and Rick and Yolanda. You do. This doesn't look like studying to me. They're gonna have to make her study, like, on the kitchen, in the dining room table in front of them or something. Is it just your dog or someone taking the recycling out or a monster? Or Cindy? Oh. Who is that? Is it Cindy or is it someone new? Did the Green Lantern call to them? Is no one else home? Oh, that... You just destroyed your kitchen! Yeah, face! Look, just talk to me! Who are you?
Who are you?
We could have started with that.
Green Lantern's daughter.
Hello?
I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Yes! And you
seem to be having a lot of them today.
you could have spoken to her before you attacked each other. Is she gonna form her own version of the IA? Kid version? Oh yeah, we saw long-haired dude. Oh, I don't want Cameron to go evil, though I don't know that he would join something that, like, was obviously evil, but he could be misled into joining it, potentially. Well, that is a bold move.
Let's go do some recruiting.
Oh, of course, I knew that. I couldn't remember what it was, but that was the thing that got the kid. Chuck's kid. Okay, that was an interesting return to Stargirl. Definitely a very good episode to set the scene, to let us see where the characters are now, what they're up to, where they're at. And where they're at is there's been a long period of nothing much happening in terms of supervillainy, and Courtney is still Stargirl is all. Stargirl is all. We must always patrol. And yeah, I think there needs to be a balance, obviously, between your life and between being a superhero, especially if you're like 15. But she needs to kind of realise that if things seem quiet, maybe they could just take turns. If she really feels like it's important that they patrol to try and spot any disturbances going on, then maybe to begin with, 2 of them at a time could do a patrol, and then if they find anything, call the others. And that could be kind of a way to get around it where everyone's happy, rather than them just kind of feel like we're just going around doing nothing endlessly. Obviously, now the show started back, things are about to kick off. We've got some kind of creature in the woods that Rick is now feeding. That I don't know, is that Solomon Grundy? Is that what it is? Or is it something else? I don't know, I'm stressed. I feel like I probably should have recognised what it was, but I didn't. So if it's something that I feel like I should have recognised, please do tell me, because I watched this show when it was first on a year ago. I'm not that familiar with any of the comic material. The only real DC knowledge I have is from the movies and TV shows and things. And with my CFS, my memory is not what it used to be. It's very frustrating for me. I used to like watch something once and know every detail, whereas now sometimes some things elude me. And I thought I knew more about this than I did. Like I forgot a little, like McNider, what that meant and things like that. But I'm getting there. I remember most of it. And I remember all these characters. Cindy has the evil child, Rock. I presume it took the form of a child back then because it was talking to a child, but was that targeting, a villain targeting the McNiders? I guess it was, because Chuck was Chuck McNidering around. I can't remember what his name was. Cindy, I don't know, I feel like she is in a little bit over her head with trying to become a villain, but I also feel like she'll be amazing at it. You know, I feel like there were points last season where it was almost a chance that we could try to see a better side of her, but it does seem as though she is going to do the opposite of what Courtney's doing and try and recruit a kids of the bad guys, kids of the old guard brigade, which I will feel a little bit safer if my kids are fighting kids. It was a little bit like, seriously, Pat, you're just gonna let the children go and fight last season? But at least they're also fighting children, it's a bit better. I feel like Artemis, she's been raised by her parents to be like a lethal machine, and she's got a lot of anger about the fact that her parents are in prison at the moment, so I do definitely think that she could probably be persuaded. I would have liked it if there was some way she could have been persuaded to join the JSA, but I feel like she will probably be persuaded. Long-haired dude just seemed angry about everything. Cameron, I think if Cindy were to go about it the right way, if she were to somehow get him to hear Courtney say what she did to his dad, or that his dad died kind of, I know it was Mike's fault, but like that he died that way and kind of it was their fault, in his hearing without her telling him or something, and make him kind of think Courtney's the bad guy. But I do think the Cameron we met, despite his origins or whatever, he was good and he didn't want to do bad things and he stood up for the little guy. You know, he wasn't a bad person. So if he were to learn all the stuff his dad did, I think he would probably not be okay with him being dead, but he would probably be more like, yeah, I don't want to join you. So I think I'm interested to see where that story goes. I don't want Cameron to suddenly become evil, because I think it would have to be a very long, slow process for him to fully commit to joining something that was evil, but we will see. Mike is the interesting one there. I definitely think that's the one Cindy is reaching with the most, but I also feel like would be a deadly blow against the JSA and against Courtney specifically, and also one that could work if she like grooms him, which I don't like, because I'm not saying that she would do anything like sexual with him, but like I still think it was extremely irresponsible of Pat to allow or to not tell the mother when Courtney at like 15 was going around fighting superhero adults or like supervillain adults and recruiting kids. Now, once they were committed to it, once you knew they were safe and you were training them, like, I'm willing to accept it for the basis of the show, but I still think that that was very, very irresponsible. So Mike, who is still younger than Courtney, he's what, 13, 14 if he's going into high school? I think that's the age you go into high school in America. I don't know. He is still very much a little kid. But I can see to him, he'd think, well, I'm like 2 years younger than Courtney, that's nothing. Whereas to us, we're like, well, she's not old enough, really, you're definitely not old enough. He's probably going to be continually put down and not included, or not as he sees it, included, even though they're trying to get Courtney to cut back on it. Like, they're not going to want to let him do superhero stuff. And if she kind of approaches him and is like, I see your potential, I feel like she could groom him in that way and it could work. I'd like to think Mike is a strong enough person, but he did hit a man with a car, so he shattered into lots of pieces, and then just go about like nothing had happened. Whereas we have Yolanda, who killed someone and is suffering from it. So I do worry about Mike's future in that regard. But I'd like to think that he's Pat's son, he has had a good upbringing. I hope he will make good choices, but I'm scared about that as well, because I think there are definitely warning signs, and he's definitely at an age where he's easy to manipulate a little bit because he's still figuring things out, and he thinks he's a lot older and more mature and more capable than he is because he's still a little child. I'm stressed. For Yolanda, I'm annoyed at myself that I forgot that she'd killed Brainwave and that he potentially has left psychic like residue on her. Surely with time that will fade. Even he's not power enough to leave like a death echo that will go forever, and I think it's probably being amplified by her guilt. And I'm going to go back and I don't remember whether she had to kill him or whether she could have like knocked him on the head or something. But I do think it's one of those things where even if I wish there was a way she could have restrained him, even if she should have restrained him, he's a very dangerous villain. So if we didn't kill him, he probably would have killed a lot more people. He killed his own son. It's not someone I'm going to cry and lose sleep over, but it shows that Yolanda is a good person, that she is struggling with it. Because if you kill someone and it's easy, Mike, I worry about you. No one else seemed to care that he'd run him over. And I know he saved everyone's lives when he did that, but it's still to me, it was a bit like, the child just killed someone. Are we going to be like getting him therapy for that? Yes. Beth. I've always felt so sad for her because, like, you know, Yolanda, her family have turned their back on her and they're awful and I hate them. Beth's parents are not there ever. And it feels like they never have been. That just, I mean, they're helped by the fact that she is very capable, she's intelligent, she can fend for herself. She's not like there'll be some 15-year-olds who would not be able to cook a whole dinner, but she's kind of had to learn, hasn't she? And I hate that mentality of being too busy all the time to speak to your child. Like, you've had this child, you're raising this child. A quick, oh, how are you doing? Oh, that's good, honey, bye, isn't enough because you're not listening. She knows you're not listening. You need to make time. Now, if there's a very rare instance where work is crazy, where like there is like, I'm really sorry, sweetheart, in this specific period of time there's a lot going on, but do let me know. Like, if there's anything urgent, I can talk to you about it, you know. I feel like as a parent you owe your kid to be there for them and to not just be someone that pays the bills. And again, I think Beth has always felt a little bit like an outsider in the group. The others didn't even really want her to join initially. And, you know, Courtney and Yolanda are best friends. Rick and Yolanda, I think they had a little bit of a... I think I liked them together, I don't know. But Rick is kind of used to being on the outside a little bit, and so is Beth. But I feel like she finally found friends, but she's still on the outside. And then she had Chuck, and Chuck was everything to her. And now he's gone, and now he's even turned the glasses off. I'm hoping she's going to be able to rewire it and get through to him in the same way she did initially, because initially he trusted her. But she's feeling very alone right now. Her mother's a doctor. I think they're both doctors, aren't they? I was thinking if one of them's a lawyer, maybe then that was just paperwork for somebody else, but it does seem like it's paperwork for them. And it is terrible when parents get divorced. It will crush you, but they are so irresponsible to leave that lying around when she could find it, especially when they know they're not home, so they can't keep her out of the way of it or whatever. These parents need to do better. I want to give her the biggest hug, and I feel sad that she didn't feel like she could tell anyone that what was going on. I think while they're very close in so many ways and they would die for each other, she hasn't reached that stage of properly telling Courtney and Yolanda everything she's feeling, and I really want her to. I want them to notice something's up with her and ask her about it, not just notice something up with her or not notice. But yeah, I worry about Beth. I worry about Beth right now. Rick he's just had an awful life. You know, his parents, he now knows what happened to them, that his dad was a superhero, they were murdered. He was raised by his dickish, abusive uncle. He wants to change his name. I don't know if he's done it legally, but surely if a kid says to the school, look, I would like to take this name, you should honour it. I don't know. But obviously he's the loner, weird kid that gets in fights and is all... He couldn't possibly be academic. I think it was the teacher's manner, because it's fair enough if you kind of say to him, look, you've never done this one on a test before, which I guess he hasn't, that's why I need the proof, you know, I'm sorry about this, that's why I need the proof. But her, like, how do you get the answers? teachers shouldn't have prejudices against students. Now, I understand that teachers are human. And okay, when I worked with kids, they were like 4 to 9, so yeah. But, you know, you need to take kids at face value, and if that kid that has always been the troubled loner suddenly starts putting an initiative, suddenly starts working, you should be so thrilled by that. Maybe, yeah, you need to sit another test just to make sure, you know, you could even be like, oh, can you just sit the first page of this test because, you know, I just really need to double check, just because it does look like a suddenly out of nowhere grade. But it should be a good thing that a student is engaging. Yeah, like I said, but be apologetic about having to check. Just say, you know, like, it's school policy because your grades have all been D's and now it's an A, and that's weird or something. I'm guessing he's in summer school because he failed that class, because he told her to fail him rather than sit the humiliation. But it was her obnoxious attitude. I wouldn't have wanted to sit that test either, even if in some ways it could be a reasonable idea. Courtney, summer school. I don't know if the others are going to be needing summer school. I mean, I guess they'll be around because Beth's not going to be going on a holiday, is she, at this rate, and Yolanda's family would probably leave them behind if they did go. I could see Beth trying to sign up for extra classes if that's a thing. A, just for something to do, B, to with their friends, and maybe Yolanda would do the same. I don't know. Maybe they've also mucked up some classes because of all the stuff that was going on. I mean, I can understand actually Yolanda may have not passed classes because of the trauma she's undergone and like how it's affected her. So yeah, this was a good, promising opening. It wasn't like crazy action or anything, it was just really kind of setting the scene for where these characters are, for where their heads are at, for how bad most of their heads, like most of them are in a really bad headspace, and I am excited to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit more. Something I really, it's hard, I don't want like Courtney to grow up, because of course she's 15, and when you're 15 you do tend to think, oh, I know what I'm doing, I'm an adult, I have my priorities right, when your brain is still forming, you're 15, like, you don't have everything put together yet. And I think the thing that's always so frustrating with Courtney, but it is just her character, is that she's just an impulsive, reckless Gryffindor, is that she says, and I think when she talks to her parents, and like, I will put my schoolwork first, she truly means it, but when it comes down to it, she's just so focused on this Stargirl thing, that the more she gets like that, the less responsible it is to let her stay being Stargirl. I am stressed about Starman coming back. Where has he been all this time? Why hasn't he been Starmanning? Why hasn't he been in touch with Pat till now? Has he sensed the staff is awake and he wants it back? I'm stressed. Is he somehow secretly a villain now? I don't know, but I'm stressed. This was a really promising opening to the show. I'm excited to watch more. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. And thank you so much for watching.